Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Lilian Ngirichi. I am the Clarity Master and your strategic growth partner. Today we start off our first season, series 1 of Clarity That Leads, but I'm going to give it a slight focus first on myself so that you can learn on what clarity did for me, where I'm coming from, and why clarity is important for you. So we start off with my clarity, my journey, your breakthrough. So when we're talking of clarity, what is it about? It's about knowing what your strengths are, what your purpose is, and where you're going. It's not just about waking up every morning and just going to work. What are you going to do? So I want us to focus on that, but I'll first give you my a small short journey of what got me to where I am. So before that, what do? I help founders, leaders, teams, boards to find their clarity so that they can be able to execute their strategies in the best way possible and achieve performance. How did I start this? I started this a while back, but with no clear direction of what I was doing. But how did I get to know that? I was always busy, really tired at the end of the day. And it got to a point, I was like, I need to just stop. I found myself just running. I would actually help a lot of people. I would see their progress, but deep inside, I felt very stuck and I knew things had to change. So the first thing I did was to actually ask myself, why am I doing this? And what really gives me fulfillment in everything that I do. So this is what I did. I sort of just took the word clarity and I had to have an internal look of what I do and what I'm doing and what I do for people. There was that aspect in me when I was helping my clients, and that aha moment when I bring out something that is very unique about their business, something they can use as a unique value proposition. So I kept wondering to myself, what is my unique value proposition? Can I surprise you? I never got it from me. What I did is that I actually had to speak to other people to tell me what is different about me and what they actually resonate me with when I'm working on their strategies, when I'm working on their businesses, when I'm working on their consulting businesses. And one of the strengths that came out was the simplicity and the approach that I used to use in their businesses to bring out the most complex things into the simplest form. So back to my story, where did I start? I actually had to take that journey. I had to sit with a friend to help me through all this. And when the aha moment came was when I discovered that I didn't have the why. So I had to sit down and think and rewire my thoughts and put my thoughts together into why I'm actually doing strategy. Is it just a document for clients? What fulfillment am I getting from it? And the moment I aligned my why, that is the ability to bring out the simplest form in the most complex of all assignments or businesses. So when I discovered my purpose is more on clarity, building, and restoring of purpose. Yeah, it sounds different, yes. But I had the ability to the gift to sort of bring out purpose from entrepreneurs from a personal perspective first, tie that up with their strengths, work on the weaknesses, and come out with a strategy for their business. So back to my purpose, I had to also ask, who am I doing it for? I realized my strength or my fulfillment came in when I was working with founders like me, where you're in that you're working but you are confused and you want to bring light, you want to bring some sanity in everything that you do. So founders became a starting point for me. Then I realized I can't just work on the founders. I needed to work on their managers. I needed to work on their team leaders. I needed to work on the business to bring out the clarity aspect of it and tie it up into a strategy. So that answered my question for who. So back to my purpose is to actually let you know that a purpose is usually not for you. It's a talent, it's a gift you have that you actually use it to feel or to help your clients or your target market. So with mine, clarity building, restoring of purpose. Of whom? Business owners, leaders, teams, and board. Why? For them to be able to perform with efficiency in the organization. But what was the whole form that was bringing everything together? The strategy, the work plan that would lead to a company or an organization performing. So in my journey, this is what I started with. I put up code names for clarity, just for simplicity and for me to be able to understand what I'm doing with myself first. And it's the same framework that I've used with founders, leaders, boards, managers, and individuals to sort of bring out their whys of their existence, their whys of their jobs, their whys of their businesses, their whys of their expertise. So we'll start with it. We'll put clarity in a line, and we first address the C. What does the C mean? The C, first of all, means connecting with purpose. What do I mean by that? You can't walk into purpose without identifying or knowing what your purpose is. So C, connecting with your purpose. So there is L, clarity, L. L is learning and probing on your purpose. Then there's the A, that you pick and align it with your strengths, which is the same approach. Strengths can be in form of your education, your background, your years of experience, your expertise, what you're strong with or at. Then R. R is actually the most interesting one. You remove all the baggages. Once you find your purpose, you remove anything that feels draining to you for you to be able to focus on your purpose. Then we have the other A, clarity, no, I. I is once you discover that you're good at something, you don't just leave it at that. What do? You need to invest and learn, grow, put in all the efforts that you need to make sure that the clarity, the purpose is working for you. So the I, invest, grow, invest in learning, invest in actually listening, probing to understand how you can make that purpose, talent in this case, better and more productive for yourself. Then we have the T. You need to track and adjust your efforts, what you're doing with what you've discovered with yourself. Then there's the Y, which is what ties it all, because you can't find your purpose and leave it to that. You need to have yield and it needs to have impact. So the other thing that I did was to also do a time energy audit for myself. Very simply, I just took my calendar on my phone and I had to account for each hour of my day. How did that help me? I was able to see how I'm working in the day. So as a consultant, basically, it's not like we have stock, like we have this cup of tea packed somewhere that we are selling, or these coaches that are products that you're selling to people. So what do we sell as consultants? We sell our time. So what I did, I took hours of the day, put blocks of an hour each, and that became my stock. So I had to account my time from the time I wake up 4:30 to 10 when I'm going to bed. What had I been doing? And trust you me, I discovered that 80% of my time was spent on energy, on draining activities. I was always tired, very busy, but when I would account for my stock, 80% of it was basically running from my purpose and just not doing what would give me resources or revenue to run my business. So what automatically that does is you're not able to meet your bills, you're constantly in debts, you're not able to have a peace of mind to even see what you're supposed to be doing. So what did I do with that? I started planning ahead, and I put up my my hours into stock format, the 1 hour. And each day I was able to look at my time and plan for it. As a consultant, first of all, I needed to generate revenue, but I needed to know how I'm generating my revenue. So I sort of packaged myself because I don't have any product. I put all my skills, talents, programs into packages, and I would know if Monday I'm working with solopreneurs, I would actually even give it the amount. I would give myself a rate for the day. So if in this day I've not made my revenue as a brand, as a product, I would go back and review and go back to the drawing board and rebrand myself and repackage myself. So the programs I developed, or the programs and the sessions I developed, each had some sort of revenue coming on board, and that is how I filled my 4:30 to 10 for 5 days in a week. And of course, I also realized I was not balancing my time because I was always tired. So during the weekend is when I was trying to catch up with my work. And what happens when you do that? You're not able to sort of get yourself together. So what am I getting at with this personal story? First of all, if you don't have your purpose, you always be tired. You'll be busy, which I call it busyness. You are in business, but your busyness. You are always busy with no results. So I had to get myself from confusion to traction with tangible results. So Monday, what have I done? Have I generated leads? Have I closed a sale? Have I approached a client I would want to be my client, or I would want to work with? So from confusion to traction. So what did that do for me? I was able to know, or to sort of shed off the unwanted clients, because sometimes if you don't have clarity with what you do, you will always attract the wrong client. That client who doesn't want to pay, who does not understand why you do what you do. So here's another catch. Before my clarity and knowing my purpose, I would find myself seated in a hotel for a cup of tea. I would actually give all my knowledge and not get paid for it. Why? I did not understand that these talents, this knowledge that I have, I could actually monetize it. And that is what led me to know that I do strategy for a living. I help people with clarity for a living. That is how I get to generate my revenue. I don't have products to sell. So this is a question for you. What do you do on a daily basis if you don't have products, if you don't have items to sell, if you're not in employment, you're a consultant? What is that package program that you can monetize and get your business running? You move away from confusion to traction. As a business owner in retail, it's not just about selling those items. It's about knowing the why. Why did I open this business? Is it to keep me busy? Is it to sort of pass time? You will need to find your why. Your why will also get you to know who your clients are, and in your marketing initiatives, you'll be able to target the right clients. With that in mind, whether you're a consultant, an expert, employed or unemployed, you'll be able to sort of move from confusion to traction. So I hope that was insightful, the personal story. I look forward to taking you through how to get your why and your purpose in the next episode. Please feel free to reach out to us on the contacts below if you need more advice or you want to book a session with us. Thank you for listening. See you on the next episode.